the Bible says he cried out again. And after that, he what? He gave up the ghost. Let's go on quickly. And behold, after he died, and behold, after he gave up the ghost, and behold, after life came out of him, behold, after he surrendered his life, behold, another translation says, it says, my father, into your hand I commit my soul. Oh Jesus, I can't even begin to exegete that. We won't leave here today because there are three components of him. The Bible says he gave up one. What was that? The spirit. The Bible says he gave up the what? The ghost. The ghost means the spirit. So he gave that up to who? We'll get to it. And then he said, my father, into thine hand I commit my soul. So we know where his soul went. And his body was right there on the cross, about to be delivered to Joseph and Arimathea. But there is one part of him that they didn't talk about. And that's the part creating all the catastrophe, creating all the problem. Somebody said, Pastor, what are you talking about? I'm glad you asked. They told us where his soul went. They told us how his spirit went out. They told us his body was right there on the cross. But where was the God in him? Where was the God part? Is somebody ready for this? Into thine hands I commit my soul. And he gave up the ghost. His spirit went out of him, and his flesh laid there and there, hung there on the cross. But the God in him could not die. It is impossible for God to die. It is impossible for Elohim to be killed. It is impossible for God to stop being alive. It is impossible for God to die. So what happened? The God in him started to cause reactions. The God in him. Are you ready for this? The God in him started to cause all kinds of confusion. Why? Because they had killed the body. The soul had left the Father, and the spirit had been given up. But the God in him was saying, what about me? I can't die. What about me? I can't give up the ghost. What about me? I can't stop living. What about me? I am Zoe, the very life of God. What about me? I am the living God. Are you still with me? So the God in him that created the heaven and the earth. Oh, somebody is not here with me. The God in him that we heard of in Genesis chapter 1 when God said, let there be light. The God in him that John spoke of in Genesis, in John chapter 1, he says, in the beginning was the Word. The Word was with God, and the Word was God, and the same was in the beginning with God. All things were made by him, and without him was not anything made that was made. In him was life, and that life was the light of men, and light shined forth in darkness, and darkness comprehended it not. You must have noticed you must have observed that God is ripping the veil of the temple. Even today's temple, today's church, today's body of Christ is ripping the veil from the top. Somebody's wondering, Pastor, still, what are you talking about? Have you not realized? Are you not watching social media? All the fake men of God hiding behind the veils, all the foolish and the tricky men of God hiding behind the veil. God said, I'm about to clean house, but I'm not going to start at the bottom. I'm going to start at the top. I'm going to expose them. I'm going to bring them out. I'm going to reveal their secrets. All these men who say they serve me, but they serve their own bellies. They serve their own pockets. Somebody shout, yeah.